this is the thing that gets to me. You cannot view this as a war, because it's a struggle, yes, but the war is inside each and every one of us, between the person that we think we are and the infinite consciousness, or the consciousness that we actually are. And I think that is, that's something that needs to be kind of factored into the process.
It's not about waking up and being just in your own awareness. It's about waking up to the way we live our lives collectively.
Yes. Yeah.
So if anything that brings the divide, if anything that doesn't bring us together collectively is a lie, it's false.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the Antichrist, if you like. It's like whatever you think that purpose is, it's not. It's the opposite.
One of the best lessons for this, right, for me, was earlier this year when we did the Now Investigations live, the last Now Investigations live that we did, and I couldn't speak. And I said, you were trying to read the chat and you were having trouble because you had dyslexia, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting frustrated because I could see you were getting frustrated, and I could see that that we were having a slight issue. And I just, in frustration, said, if I get to talk, I'd got this done already. And you took that as an affront on you. And you took it as, well, hang on, you know I've got dyslexia, you know this is an issue I deal with. Why did you say that? And it proper upset you. And then when you told me the next day, I was completely oblivious, because I was not thinking about how that remark would affect you. I was more thinking, I'm so frustrated, the fact I can't speak and it's hurting me to talk. We've put this event in place, and how dare my voice just pack up on me, that I didn't realise I've been on the other side of that plenty of times with my visual impairment, where I frustrated someone because I can't see something, or I'm struggling with something, and then so I've had a lot of that lately in my life personally, where I'm being put on the other side of the coin, where I may have had experiences where I thought, well, I can't do this because such and such, there's such and such fear, or there's such and such frustration, and blah, 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 blah. And suddenly I'm being put into situations where I'm having to look at the other person's point of view and realise that they share the same things that I do, but just for different reasons. And it's like, we don't really address it in our social circles. Like, we might, like, God, how many times you left me on location without a torch? Oh. Just fumbling around in the dark. I'm like, where the hell have you gone? And you're like,
how many times have you, Rich, like, in the background, I've been like, Jazz? I'm like, doing some creepy castle or something. Well, this is the thing, though. Now, it is something that I've gone through all my life, prejudice towards my dyslexia.
Yeah.
And it's been a battle, and it's held me back all my life. It's really held me back, and it is a massive issue. And at the time, I was so upset. And I told you, the next day, I just got over it. Right? It just was like, it was one of them things. I took it bad. It's done. I love Jazz. We are best mates. It's one of them things. It's just one of them things that's said without thinking. And I've done the same to you. And I've done the same to my friends. And I've had it done to me before. And it's moving. If we can move past things like that, which we did, and you can just see that it's, a momentary thing that you just said on happenstance, and it's nothing. I didn't die from it. My life wasn't changed irrefutably.
It's more the point that we have the same fears and the same same programming. It's the programming. It's the same programming at work, but just from different perspectives. And this is kind of like that was the thing. It's like it's the same sort of blocks that stop us from being sort of who we are. And I think this is the thing. You have to look at yourself and what you were identifying with and who you were identifying yourself with, that before you can even attempt to look at the state of, how our world is, because and that's the process, because it's not a very easy process. Anyone that says that going through the awakening is an easy process has not gone through the process.
No, there's all this stuff happening in the world, right? The real war is within us.
Absolutely.
It's a personal one, and it's with the person across the road. It's with somebody in work that says something you didn't like, or it's with a mate that's being a bit of a tit, or it's with that. That's the same. It's the same content.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you can, when you combat all them things that happen to you directly, when you look inwardly and think, well, that doesn't really. Why do I let them things bother me? What is it that makes me unhappy around me, right next to me? Once you start to deal with them issues, then you move beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you move to the next step, and the next step, until we get to the point where we're on the top step, and then where all this it's done en masse, where it's made lives, it's changing lives en masse, then we can deal with them issues.
Yeah,
but that's what the awakening is. The first step is you. You're the first step of the awakening. Once you look inwardly, and you can look at outwardly. Yeah. And so people saying that, having a label on it is taking something. It's like it's going to be a trend to be awakened. You know what I mean? It's be like a hippie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like it's
we are the awakened ones of the 21st century. And, they'll look back on us in 20 years' time and make films where we all walk around as, I don't know.
I feel like I'm
stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty awake, right? This is what I feel, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm pretty awake, and I'm not saying all my views are right.
No.
Right, and I'm not saying all the things I believe are right.
Yeah.
But if you put me in front of the world, just for example, if you put me in front of the world and I had a chance to speak to the world, they wouldn't like what I'd say. Yeah. They wouldn't, because that's what the awakening means. It's facing the truth of you.
Exactly. And
it's not the best.
It's a process, because you go through that process and you might be fine for a couple of years, and then you'll come to the next bit, and that will then come and hit you, and you'll be like, why do I feel like I'm back at square one again? It's like, no, it's the fact you want to move on to the next place that you want to be, and so you have to. It's the same process, but it's different each time. Because
for me, I would hold a mirror up to the world, and I don't think the world would like what it sees.
Yeah.
And that would be my first port of call in creating the awakening. That would be the first step I would make. I would show, like I said, show the world a mirror, take a look. See what looks back. How do you feel about what's looking back at you?
Yeah.
And analyse it, and judge it, and help it, nurture it, and change it if it needs changing. Yeah. That's it. And I don't think YouTube can achieve it, right? I don't think any of these channels can achieve it, because they are slipping a very slippery slope. They are really going somewhere, and so we have to do it face to face.
Yeah,
we have to do it. We have to become more social, and sharing opinions and looking at somebody else's opinion completely non-judgmental, and just listening to and then thinking to yourself, working out in your head what makes that person feel that way. And if even if they can't explain it and they can't articulate it, if we can just take a little snippet of that, you'll realize the reason we do the things we do. And
I think you realise that person is not that much different to you. It doesn't matter whether they come from a different religious background or
we're all mirrors.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have to get up. We're not supposed to get up, gather as many weapons as we can, go out the door and beat anyone that's ever oppressed us, or anyone that wears a suit or drives a posh car to work or works in an office or corrupts us. It doesn't mean, it's not nothing to do with that. It's making them see, which is a very hard thing to do. It's if we come together and say, no, this is not happening anymore. And until it does, we're not doing anything. We're just going to help. I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. I'm going to help him. He's going to help me. I'm going to help her. She's going to help me. And we're all going to help each other in whatever way we best can. We'll struggle through that and fight through that so nobody else has to suffer. Then we'll win.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
Just say no. Enough's enough. We've had enough. We don't want anymore. We don't want your government. We don't want your leaders. We don't want your bullshit. We don't want you to have the money. We don't want you to strive to destroy us. We want you gone, and we'll put people in power because they've earned it, because of the way they've lived their lives, because of the way they stand in society, because of just their general demeanour. They get to do that thing. They get to watch over the things that govern all of us.
Yeah.
And that's how we make the world a better place, just that simple change. And it's only just an action. Probably do it in 4 weeks. You stop doing everything for a month, but it will change. One month for a lifetime, like.
Hi guys, it's Jared from Paranormal Now. I hope you like the channel and hope you like the content. If you do, check out some of the other videos on screen now and click the button below to subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves.